It's not many college presidents who can say this.
I never expected to be sitting in this office, and it wasn't clear to me that I would ever get to go to college.
That might seem unusual coming from Hunter College President Jennifer Raab, with degrees from Cornell, the Woodrow Wilson School of Public and International Affairs at Princeton, and Harvard Law School. She grew up in Washington Heights. So you went to school here.
I went to school here.
Raised primarily by a single mom without much money. One of the keys to Raab's story, leaving the neighborhood to attend the then all-girls Hunter College High School.
In Washington Heights, the 10 girls went downtown to take the test, and 3 of us made Hunter. That's what they would say then. And we were all told, oh, you can't go downtown. You become a man-hater and a snob. You know, you don't leave the hood. And it was one of those 2 things where my mother said, you're getting on that bus.
More than 40 years later, she oversees all of Hunter, including the college, graduate schools like the School of Social Work in its new location in East Harlem, and the refurbished Roosevelt House, site of Hunter's Public Policy Institute, the home of Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt before FDR was inaugurated in 1933.
From November 8th, 1932, when he wins, to March 1933, he's here planning his administration and his cabinet.
Since becoming Hunter's president in 2001, Raab has been credited with raising the school's academic, financial, and public profile.
We'd make a joke here that you can get 3 MFAs at Hunter College at the price of 1 at an Ivy League school uptown, and we're proud of that.
Hunter is often named among the best value public colleges by Princeton Review and USA Today. But when the one-time litigator and Landmarks Preservation Commission chairman was first considered for the position, there was significant opposition.
I was a career changer, and I knew I had a lot to learn. And I thought it was fair for people to doubt whether someone who didn't have a background in academia could do this job.
Raab is often included on lists of the most powerful women in New York. Her view of being a college president has changed since her first days on the job.
Somebody that worked with me when I started said to me, you can't go on this way. I said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you can't have a call sheet 3 pages long. You have to decide, are you an internal president or an external president? Are you going to stay here and deal with the things that we do every day, or are you going to go outside and represent Hunter College?
The reality is, it's both, and a lot more. Raab is married to New York Post political columnist Michael Goodwin. They have a teenage daughter. Time spent promoting Hunter means that Raab has faced the same dilemma as many other working parents in New York.
If you don't go to an event at night because you've chosen to go home and put your kid to bed, you think about whether you should have been at that event, and maybe there was a donor who would have done something for Hunter College and that would have made a difference, and why did you go home? And every night that you don't go home, you think about some influential story you could have told, or an example you could have set, or just a comfort level.
As attorney, public official, and now college president, Jennifer Raab has long interacted with New York's powerful and influential. But who she is can still be traced directly back to the old neighborhood and her home at Fort Washington Avenue and 173rd Street. Life was anything but easy. She had a sister who was institutionalized and later died at the infamous Willowbrook State School for the Mentally Handicapped. Raab's father died when she was only 8. The message from her mother was clear.
We are picking up the pieces and we are moving on. I mean, she dealt with the tragedy in her life by moving past it quickly. And there are probably issues from that, but it provided for me a model of incredible strength.
Hunter College High School, and as she puts it, the intensity of the classroom, also provided a model for her.
That really changed my life, and it made me feel that I could be both a college graduate, but even more importantly, I could be a scholar. I could learn in a deep way, and that really changed who I thought I was.
Her education actually began on the bus ride to school, from Washington Heights through Harlem to the Upper East Side, an experience Raab calls pivotal.
Because we're talking about the 1960s, abandoned storefronts, and true deep poverty in Harlem, that the world really wasn't a just place, because when I got off the bus at Fifth Avenue and 68th Street, and it was clear to me, even as a 12-year-old, that there were haves and have-nots.
That experience fed an early passion to work for change. Raab served in the Giuliani administration, but in 1989, when she was first invited to meet candidate Giuliani, she was skeptical.
I was a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat. I was very liberal. I was a lawyer who wasn't necessarily in love with prosecutors. And I said, I don't want to, should I meet this guy? Does not sound like me. And I got up in the morning, I said, you know, another adventure. We met, and it was an immediate click.
Raab's time at Hunter hasn't been entirely smooth sailing. There was the initial dissension over whether a non-academic should be president of the college, and there have been occasional student protests over issues like diversity and open enrollment. Her influence at the college and beyond is unquestioned. Same was true in her previous places of work. But Raab believes there is still a subtle discrimination against women.
If there's a room full of people and there's a tall man, everybody will assume he's the boss if you just show everyone a picture. So we know it exists. My daughter doesn't think there is a glass ceiling. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a blessing? But should I give her any doubt? Should I try to make her cautious? Because I think there still is a glass ceiling in some places.
The realities of running an institution like Hunter require forward thinking. But Raab has a passion, a respect, even a love for the path she's taken, coming full circle.
I really believe that my success happened right here, and I thought I had a chance to give back and to help others. And while that was, you know, perhaps a little bit arrogant to think, well, you could change these lives, it was a real passion to do something positive.
One-on-One with Jennifer Raab, Bud Mishkin, New York 1.